Alright guys, welcome. Today we're going to teach you how to install and run various versions of Python on the same computer. This is important because sometimes we might be running the latest version of Python because it has really great new advantages. However, the older dependencies that we need to run some programs might not be in that version. So now we might need to downgrade or switch to like an older version of Python. And what happens is sometimes if you don't know that you can switch between them so easily, you might end up thinking you have to uninstall them and then reinstall them and then reinstall all the dependencies again and again and again. And it's kind of what happened to me until I came across Network Chuck and then this other guy who's also really cool, who were like, hey, you can run multiple Python versions at the same time. And I was like, what? So I'm going to show you how you can run multiple versions of Python in your computer at the same time. Now we're in the CMD. If you don't know how to get to your CMD, you just go to your start box, you type in CMD, and then on here you can right click and choose run as administrator, or down here you run as administrator. I choose run as administrator because it's less laggy and just cooler. So now this is my box. I customized my CMD. There's a video on how to do that. You can check it out later. I'm making the text size bigger by holding down the control button and scrolling up on the mouse wheel. Okay, it makes it bigger or smaller. So now I'm going to show you how to check which version of Python you're currently running. So here you're going to type in Python -version. All right, and you can see we're running the latest beta version, actually 3.14.085. Now that's the Python version that's installed to path. Okay. Now we'll see what kind of Python version we're running in our PyShell. I'm going to call it the PyShell because I don't remember what exactly it's called. So we're going to call it the PyShell, Py-version. Okay, so our Py version is set to version 3.10. Okay, so as you can see, I literally have two different versions on here. But you're like, hey, what are all the versions I have on my computer? Let's find out. We're going to do Py-0, and we have 3.14, 3.13, and 3.10. So there are 3 versions installed on our computer. Now, whenever we install another version, that's going to become the most default version, okay? So I'm going to show you how to download and install Python on your computer. So we're going to go to python.org, which is here. We're going to go to python.org, download from official sources. So right now we have 14, 13, 10. We don't have 11 installed, so we're going to go and download 11. So we're going to go to Documents, Downloads, Windows, because we're rocking on Windows. So we don't have 11, so we're going to download the Python 11. Let me see. 14, 13, 13, 13, 12. 11 RC2. What's RC2? Interesting. Okay, we're going to download. That's 10. I've already got 10. Let me see. Python. Here we go. Python 11, 3.11.4. So we're going to download 3.11 because we do not have that version installed. And now, as you can see, it's coming up here. It's downloading. So now after that happens, we're going to click a little box. We're going to click on this. Yeah, man. I'm going to download you, baby. It's going to pop up. Now, you want to say add Python to path. Always add Python to path. If you have the option to use admin privileges when installing Py, do it because it's just better and it's less complicated. Then you're going to hit install now. It's going to do its thing. Now after this, we're going to have to restart our CMD. Alright, so this is the CMD shell that we're in. We're going to have to restart this because right now it's still thinking about the pathways and the things that were already pre-programmed in there. So after we restart it, it's going to refresh and it'll show us the next version of Python that we have. And as you can see, our current version of Python that we have in the path is 3.14. And the PyShell is 3.10. I'll teach you how to change that in a minute. Where'd it go? So this is still downloading. Yay! Then we're going to do all of this together, so it's going to be interesting. You'll see. Alright, that's that. Oh, something else I can show you. If you hit py-op, it shows you the path for that Python version. So you can say, oh, that's where my Python blah 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 is. So cool, so cool. So now this is downloading. Let's let it finish up for a sec. Come on, guys. I want to make this a quick video. Bum, 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 bum. Bingo, setup was successful. All right, then we hit close. So now, as you can see in the same Python shell, if we say py-o, it only shows us 14, 13, 11, and 10, right? Because that's what we had. So now we've got to exit out of here. Got to come back to the CMD. Now we're going to say py-o-0, and it's going to timeout. We just installed 12, right? Oh, we installed 11. Shikakane. Oh, so it did show us? Huh. Okay, groovy. Let me see. Python-version. So our version was 3.14. Now it's 2.11. Bingo. Okay, so it automatically changes to whatever the latest version you updated into, okay? Or the latest version you downloaded. So even if 3.14 is the newest version, the path is going to be set for 3.11, all right? So our path is 3.11, and our PyShell is still 3.10. Now, you might be wondering why. Why does that matter? I'll show you why it matters. So when you're running a program, and you're running Python from the CLI, or the command line interface, or CMD, you're going to have to go to the folder to run your programs, all right? So we're going to say, so right now our Python command line is in 3.11, so we're going to say Python, then we're going to say the name of the program we want to run, b61.1.py. Okay, we're going to run this specific program, and ain't happening because we don't have this dependency pyqt6 downloaded into our 3.11 version. Okay, so what's going to happen is, but if we instead use our PyShell, so we just push py space b61.1.py, it will work because this Python chain, so to speak, has all the dependencies already established. So this is good if you want to be able to jump between two different versions of Python, like merely in a few seconds, right? So that's a good thing. Now, you might be wondering, how do I switch between these versions, right? So let's show you how to switch. So we're going to exit out of there, just exit out of there, clear my screen, CLS. So now if you want to clear your screen, just type CLS, hit enter, and it cleans it. So now, well, that was interesting. So now I'm going to show you how to switch between the versions of Python, okay? If you want to switch between your PyShell version, you're going to type in set. First, let's see the versions that we have. So we've got 14, 13, 11, and 10. So our Python shell is currently set for 310. So let's say we want to set it for 313, okay? So we're going to say setx py underscore pyth Python 3.13. Now it says success specific value was saved. Now we can push py, but I think we still need to reset. Yeah, we still need to reset. So now we're going to exit out of here. Wait, can I just hit that? Py. Yeah, you got to exit out of here. Refresh this. Now we're going to say py version, and now our py version is 3.13. Okay. So 3.13 is the one that our Python shell is running on. All right. So now with 3.13, if we want to run that program again, we just push py space b61.1.py, and the dependencies. Oh, because they're not in the folder. So when you're running programs from the CMD, you have to. When you're running Python programs from the CMD, you have to be in that. You have to be in that folder. So we're just gonna change directory to there. Now here we are. Now I'm gonna push up to pull it back. py61.1.py. Oh, so this one doesn't have pyqt6 either. So now, oh, but wait, I'm going to show you how to switch between your other one. So I showed you how to switch between the Py, right? I showed you how to switch between the PyShell. Now I'm going to show you how to switch between the Python path. Here, our Python path is set for 3.11, all right? So now we're going to set it for, let's say, 3.13. Now we're going to set it for 3.14. So we're going to go down here. You're going to type in environment, You're going to edit the system environment variables. Going to go to environment variables. You're going to go to path. You're going to hit edit. Let me see, is that right? Edit. Now, for some reason, I don't know why, Python 3.13 is not showing here. It should be, but it's not. And that's strange. So in any case, when you want to change which Python pathway comes up first, you have to move the whole name up there. Don't use scripts, use the whole name. So Python 3.11, 3.14, 3.10, so on and so forth. So we want 3.14 to run first. We're going to hit 3.14, we're going to move up. Boom, boom. Now, that's going to be the main one that shows. Alright, so remember 3.14, that's what we want for our main pathway. Okay, and okay, and okay. So now remember here, it told us we were running 3.11, right? So we're going to exit out of there. Going to come back. Now we're going to hit Python version. Now we're running 3.14, okay? So I showed you how to switch between the Python path and the Py path, all right? So this way, you can have Python running on 3.14 and then Py running on 3.10 and still get the best of both worlds, you know what I mean? So here's what else we're gonna do. Now, let's say I need, so dependencies, all right, you want dependencies because you're gonna need dependencies. So I'm gonna show you how we can do this. So we gotta copy this, gonna change directories here. Now, remember trying to run this, so we're gonna say our Py version was Py version our Py version is 3.13, and in 3.13 we were trying to run Py b61.1.py, right? We're trying to run this program, and it said, hey, you need pyqt, right? So you're like, okay, I'll install it. So now, and this is if you have multiple versions of Py in your program, in your computer. Now you're gonna hit pip install pyqt6, but wait, let's see what happens. Oh, sweet, it's working, groovy. Okay, so in this case, it's working well, it's installing, we're good to go. So now, it's installing the PythonX.XX dependency, and boom, 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 boom. Oh, we have a new version of pip. Of course, we want to update that. So I'm going to copy, I'm going to paste, I'm going to get that going. Already satisfied. Oh, now, all right, you're all right, now it's uninstalling and reinstalling. So sometimes you're going to get an error that says, hey, that dependency is already installed, and then when you try to run it, it's going to say we need the dependency. That's because your computer is looking at one thing, one version of Pi that has the dependency, but trying to run another version of Pi that doesn't have the dependency. So you're like, how are we going to solve that? I'll show you after I turn on the light. All right, there we go. I like light. So now you're inside of this, you're inside of your thing, and you want to run it again. Boom, just pushing the up arrow key. Now we have the dependency. It should run. What just happened? Bingo, look at that. So we just installed the dependency, right? And now we're like, okay, we should be able to run it, right? And we hit this, and it says no module name pyqt found, right? But we're like, wait a second, we have it. We already installed it, right? Didn't we? Didn't we? So now we're going to say, okay, we do it again. Pip install pyqt6. We say, okay, we're going to do it again. We install it again, and it's going to say it's already installed. Right? It says requirement already satisfied. So now you're trying to run it, you installed it, but it's still not working. It says it's not in there. So you're like, what's going on? So now we're going to zoom out, and we're going to say, hey, it's actually installed in 3.11. So 3.11 is installed, but you're running 3.14, right? Because remember, Pi version, we're running 3.13, not 3.14. So we're running 3.13. So now you're like, how do I get it to install in 3.13 when it keeps thinking when it's installing in 3.11? So now you're going to put pi-3.13-m pip install pyqt6. Now this tells the machine where exactly to install the dependencies, all right? So now this is really good if you have multiple versions of Python in there. It's saying, okay, we're going to install this dependency specifically inside of the 3.13, I guess, folder, okay? Dun, dun, dun. New pip, really new pip again? Yeah, maybe later. So now we're going to say push up, 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 up. Now we're going to do py61.1. We're going to run the program, and we expect. Ah, sweet Jesus. Okay, so now we got to install we expect as well. So basically the same thing. Push up, push up, push up, push up, up, up. Hold on. So now I'm just gonna change this to we expect. All right, and it's gonna install it in 3.13 as well. All right, so go bam. Now once again, this is extremely important if you're running multiple versions of Python and you're trying to install these dependencies, and sometimes your machine is like, I don't know, I installed it already. What are you talking about? So now you gotta say where to look for it, where to install it exactly. And we do that by using this. Oh, I could have shown you the other way. There's another way to install it as well. I'll show you in a minute. So it's installing all the dependencies. Installing collected packages. Blah, blah, blah. I wonder why it defaulted to 3.11. Where was it? Up here it defaulted to 3.11. That's interesting. Okay, so now we're good to go. Now we're going to put in the program again, py 6.1.1 py. We need something else? Sweet Jesus. Okay, so now we need another model name, package resources. So, oh, this is something else I need to tell you. If you're running multiple versions of Python and you're gonna need to download dependencies for each version, which means you got 3.13, you need dependencies for that. 3.14, dependencies for that. 3.10, dependencies for that. They don't all share dependencies. You think they would, like a good communist country would, but they don't. No, they're like, on my own country, I am independent. Download your own dependencies. So, now here's another way to download it. You're going to put Python, Python. Where's all in this inside of what? 3.13? Yeah, 3.13. So, Python 3.13 m Python m pip install pkg underscore resources resources. I've never installed that one before. This is different. Not quite sure what this is about. Usually everything works super easily. Okay, error cannot find blah blah blah. Don't embarrass me in front of all these people. Okay, so they want to embarrass me in front of all these people. That's fine. Let me see. What is package resources? That is strange. Just gonna try something really quickly. You're seeing this live. Alright, and no, they cannot find it. But a new version of pip is available. Thank you. Alright, so I'm not sure why that's not working. So when this fun stuff happens, I turn to chat G G G P P P T T T T T T T. Okay, I got hi moon. Let's be respectful. I got this error message when running Python. Oh, because Python 3.13 is new, so it might actually be in 3.13. Shazam! Python 3.13 m pip install. What did they say? Just get this down here. Package resources. Copy. So what happens is, because 3.13 is a fairly newer version of Python, it might actually have the dependencies needed to run this. So let's see if that's what Moon agrees with. Okay, so installing setup tools. So now Python 13 pip install, copy. Let's do that. And see if it works. So you can use Python 3.13, or you can use py space dash your version number, then pip install blah blah blah, m pip install blah 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 blah. So now that seems to run successfully. Let's give it a shot. And they're still saying this error is coming up. I think this error is coming up because this package dependency, whatever, is not installed in this. Oh no, we need to upgrade our pip. Don't tell me that's the reason this isn't working. Let me see. Gonna upgrade our pip because pip wants to be upgraded. Okay, so we upgraded our pip. Now let's try again. And still it's not working. Still not working. Yay. I meant for this to be a short video. Something's missing. There's something that should be here, but that's not here. What is it? So this is showing how you can work with this to make it happen. Reinstall setup tool Shazam. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, this is 3.13, alright? 3.13 was having some issues actually. I might just reinstall 3.13 altogether because it's acting a little strange. So in any case, I showed you how to switch between the Python path and how to switch between the Py path. What is this? There's no more pizza? Are you sure?
Yes.
Go look. I think there's just a few more slices.
But there's no more for me.
Are you sure?
Yes, go.
Okay, wait, honey. Daddy's got to finish his video, okay? Daddy's got to finish his video and I'll be there in a minute, okay?
Okay.
Give me like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
So now, when this is happening, Py, and you're like, what's going on? And you got to get the stuff done. We're running 3.13. 3.13 has some issues. I might actually need to reinstall 3.13. So let's see, our Python version is 3.14. So 3.14. Did we install the dependencies for 3.14? Let's find out. Python B61.1.py. Alright, so now, for this one, we also do not have the dependencies installed for this. So now we're like, what do we do, bro? We gotta switch to something else. We gotta take care of business. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put setx py underscore python. We're gonna push 311. Alright, we're gonna jump to 311. Now we're gonna exit out of here. Gotta come back. Change directory. Alright, so py version running 311. Now we're going to put in py. We're running py, not Python. We're running py b61.1.py and what? Okay, it's not in 311 either. It must be in 310. Maybe you shouldn't run multiple versions of Python on your computer. In any case, here we go. Set x py underscore python 310. Alright, file saved. Come back. Yes. Maximized. Make it big. Change directories. Py version. Now we're in 310. Py b61.1.py. And here we go. The program runs. Oh my gosh, that was a lot. Okay, so we did all that fun stuff to basically show you how to run through multiple versions of Python. As you can see, it's important and it matters. 3.13 might have had some issues because it's so new, it might not have had all the neat things we need to run these programs properly, but the older version 3.10 did, and we installed it in there already. Okay, so that just shows you what to do. I also showed you how to install it, how to install it in specific versions. So remember, if you want to find what version you're running, Python dash version 314 or dash version. This says what your PyShell is running, 310. And then you're going to see all the versions in your computer. Boom. You got 14, 13, 11, and 10. This asterisk, I think, tells us which one our shell is running in. What happens if we push Python? Python dash 0. Oh. Okay.